Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We gonna light it up now. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We gonna light it up now.
Hello, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Welcome to tonight's live. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you guys are having a great start to your week. It is September the 8th where I'm at. Maybe somewhere. Hey, some of y'all, I actually might be September 9th. I don't even know. I don't know why I say the date actually every time I come on, but I do. So welcome in, everybody. It's good to see everyone in the chat. It feels like I haven't seen y'all in a while. I said that last night too. I was going to come on all day today, but we were having difficulties in catching each other. So every time Vincent was able to escape from this room for a minute with his work, I was busy doing something else. We just didn't see each other. So I was like, oh my goodness, I needed to get in there to get my mics because that's what I was trying to get so I could come live because I didn't want to just do it on my phone. I thought about it. I thought about just coming on my phone because I know that some people will do the vertical. Is that what it is? When it's up and down. I don't know. You know what I mean? They'll do those streams. And I know people hate that. So if I ever do one of those streams, I'm just going to let you guys know in the beginning. Or if you're ever caught in one of those streams and you're like, I like the old format better. All you have to do is just go into that live that you want to be in, click the like button, and then go to your liked videos, go back out, to YouTube and then go to your liked videos and then go to that video and it'll switch the format for you. So just say, I never touch anything. I think I just did. So it's good to see everybody in the chat. It's good to see we got the mods all here. Hola mods. And welcome in. Hey, Kira. Hey, Pete. How you doing? It's good to see everybody. I was so bored today. I really would have came on. Hey, Christy. Hey, Catherine. They're putting a new door in downstairs. Hey, Laura. And they just fixed the old one finally. That thing, I could rig it up. It was supposed to be like, it was supposed to lock when you would, obviously shut it. There's like 2 doors that lock before you get to me. And our bottom door would always, like, people would leave it, like, they wouldn't really leave it, but people would kind of like leave it open, like off the thing. And then so after time, it just stayed like that. So I complained about it one time. I was like, can we like fix our door? So they came up and they fixed it like right away. I was like, oh, that was easy. And I should have did that beforehand. And it was like that for like 3 months or so. And then they just put in a whole new door today, like the whole thing. My dog's back here. Can you see her? The brown one. She's bullying see the little white thing back there? That's a white dog. It's like a balloon animal dog. And she likes to go over there and nudge it with her nose just to show that balloon animal dog that's not real, who's the boss. So that's what she was doing. It was getting my attention. Hey, Tom and Jennifer. Hey, Chan's happening. Hi, welcome in. Hey, Catherine. Hey, Creme Kitty. You guys celebrated some big milestones this week. Hey, Kitsy Cats. Well, it's good to see everyone. Hey, Ashley. Well, look what got drug in here. How was your weekend? Did you because you said you had to work and you were afraid there was a lot of people going to come? Did it all turn out good? I know it probably did. Hey, Mary Beth. It's good to see everybody. I'm just kind of getting to the bottom here. Hey, Mama Moon Dust. I like that name. Yeah. I know. I kind of wish Squeaky would kind of come back in a way, but then again, I stood on my ground though. I'm glad I did that, but you have that. Hey, Ace. And I would do it again too. Hey, Lori Fielder. If anyone thinks, did Tanya regret anything? No, not a word. Not an action. You know what I mean? Hey, Caught Up in Crime. Hey, Kara. Welcome in. It's good to see everybody. I better get to the bottom here, huh? Hey, Abby. I'm getting there. Hey, Freya. The Bills beat the Ravens. Oh, 41-40. Oh, that's a close score. I used to like the Ravens. Not really. Not really. I was young. I was like 18 or 19 and a little younger boy that my age, 18 or 19. But I feel like at that time you're like so young, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to switch my team. It didn't last very long. It probably lasted the 9 houses apart that we lived. And I walked home and told my dad and he was probably like, yeah, right. Hey, King B Johnson. He's like, no, you're not doing that. Hey, Boone. So what'd you guys all do today? Work, do stuff like that? I didn't do a dang thing, I feel like. Actually, I did so much. I did all of the windows. I did all of the curtains. I cleaned all the blinds. Heck yeah, I did, Catherine. Heck yeah, I did. I did stand my ground. And I feel good. Because after that night, I think I told you guys, my cat was sick for like 24 hours. He was just like so sick. He was like not moving from the bed. Well, that night when I walked out of here, he was standing on the corner, like the little corner of the, like we have a hallway. He was right there. And he went meow. Like he does every night after my live. And I was like, oh, I felt so good. I was like instant karma for me. Because I needed it. And now he just will not leave me alone. Just kidding. I don't mind him. I don't mind him bothering me. Hey, Doodlebug. He's my best man. The money raised, we will help more families with rebuilding, repairing their homes that were hit. That's great, Ashley. That's really good. Ended up selling 678 tickets when our goal was 300. Wow. Cried a lot, laughed a lot, hugged a lot. Oh, that's a good time. You guys, that's a healing day. You needed that. You guys were hit. I mean, nothing. Complete devastation. So A lot of people were like that this year. And if you guys were in any of the natural, any kind of like natural disaster, or you had any kind of just anything, a hiccup in the road, a death in the family, anything, a divorce, just let me know. Just to let you know, you're not alone. I feel like this past year and the year before, actually, I'm going to say the last 5 years have been kind of crappy. They've been they haven't done us very well, but that's okay. That's okay. We're going to look at pictures of Brian Kohberger to start off the live. So I'm going to make you guys feel even better about yourself. What can I do? What can I do? So these pictures are on Twitter X. They were taken off of for the like the Dateline episode. I haven't seen the Dateline episode or the 2020 episode yet. I haven't seen that yet. I'm going to watch that tomorrow, actually, because I think we might go over it tomorrow. I'm going to see what it's about, see what's new, see what isn't new, and give you guys, the lowdown. And if you guys need me to, I can always put it over to the Patreon if you can't get it on YouTube. I think there are some places that some creators have put it on YouTube. And I think what they did was maybe they just didn't monetize it and it wasn't live. I don't know, because I know 2020 is very strict. Like, we played them once here, and that was the one time I believe that it was either that or Dateline, but I think it was 2020 that when my stream went down, and I was like, it was like, we thought we were really in trouble. I was like, oh my gosh, we're in trouble. They all know. And then we'll go over some more updates today, but we'll start off with the pictures. Let me see. So some of them are like from a picture taken from like a picture, but actually before we get to that, let me see. I thought there was something I wanted to see, but I guess not. That's so weird. Oh, there it is. I'm like, it's showing on my things, but it was okay. So if you guys are not caught up with what's going on with this case, which I'm pretty sure everybody is, let me know if, hey T, I'm new to your channel. I've been following this case since day one. Me too. I live in Eastern Washington, 2.5 hours from Pullman. I bet it's beautiful there. I'm told Vincent we need to visit. We need to visit out there, like Idaho, Utah, Washington, all the states. He's been into all of them. I've never been to any of them. I think that'd be great. Oh yes. Okay, good. Thanks, Laura. Okay, so let me know if you can't get it through ABC News. Laura's saying that she thinks that they have it on their YouTube page. That'd be cool, because I know there was a couple people that put it on, out there, because I think we might have been live. I know we were live when it happened. So maybe that's the reason why. I don't know. But we weren't even playing it for like 2 seconds. It wasn't even 2 minutes. It was not even a full minute. And it was like straight. It just went straight down. Like, I was like, okay, then 2020. I backed away. I was like, I'm not messing with them no more. But they haven't put any documentaries really out until now. So I think it was like an hour and a half long after commercials. So 30 minutes of commercials. I'm good with that. I don't need to watch 30 minutes of commercials. That's too much. So recent developments that are kind of coming out are the documents that we're starting to obtain from different organizations, agencies within Idaho. And it's just been Idaho so far, not any from Pennsylvania, but we did get 500 pages of investigative documents by the Idaho State Police, which detailed Kohberger's alarming behavior towards female students and classmates and the faculty at Washington State University. This was prior to the murders, including reports of him making students uncomfortable and being warned by professors to not do that. Following professors to their car, just following people to their car. I mean, men, women, it didn't matter. He was following everybody around. Additional evidence revealed his mother had sent him an article about the murders. shortly after they occurred, and it was a article about Xander Kernodle and how she fought for her life. I guess he was fixated on the news coverage about this case. That's what we're hearing. I guess I would be too. And maybe he was asking his mom as a way to like not look things up as much, like trying to keep it in conversation. And then she would maybe send him an article because she would think, oh, I'm going to, send him this because he's really into this case and he's a criminology student, right? And then maybe he thought he was being smart by having them sent to him, but I mean, it doesn't matter. They were on his phone. But let me see here. Okay, I don't remember saying that. Okay. So in prison, since he's been in prison, Kohberger has filed complaints about the graphic threats from fellow inmates, including sexual harassment and R threats. I personally, I think it's just the inmates wanting to talk to him. I was talking to my, not like she knows anything about this kind of stuff, but she agreed with me. I was talking to my counselor the other day about it, and I was like, would these guys be yelling at Brian Kohberger because they want someone else to talk to? Like, you sitting there with these people, you are segregated. So I don't know how long each and every person, including Peru, has been in segregation, but any amount of time, you're going to know somebody's like life story, because that's all you have to do is talk. So if there's a newbie and he's not talking to you, maybe you start to just say some things that, aren't really going to happen, but maybe he would think they would happen, but he wants to transfer. He straight called someone out of their name. Straight said Peru is doing this. And even the CO was like, I couldn't tell you who it was. Now, those COs know way more than Kohberger, who is on lockdown, right? And Peru, to me, what kind of name is that? Like, what background is that? Does anyone know? I mean, I guess it could be anything, but has a Spanish origin from the early 16th century. Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I said. I thought it was a Spanish name, but Peru. Okay. Well, Peru is not going to be happy. We should write him. We should write Peru. That's what I said. Yeah, because Kohberger probably won't write us back, right? But Peru might. So I don't know how we're going to figure it out, but we need to figure out Peru's not booking number, but his prison number. That's all I need, and a name. And I could send him a little card, a thank you card. And do you want to come on my? No, I'm just kidding. Oh gosh, calls from the inside. I can see it now. Oh, I love that. Baby girl Kohberger's a punk ass bitch. I called someone a little bitch the other day. God out on it. Okay, so some of these pictures, I'm not gonna lie, they look like he is in the mountain, like the mountain somewhere. I don't know, but these are what they're saying that was on the Dateline episode. So I'm gonna show these to you, and just a few selfies of Brian Kohberger. Just a few selfies, just a guy being a guy. I believe that there was some with him smiling. I don't know if they're in this batch or the next one. Maybe. That one looks like he's wearing the WSU sweatshirt that he got arrested in. So I wonder when this picture was taken. If this was taken like the night that he got arrested. Like, doesn't this look almost like a freaking what's that guy's name that used to paint all the beautiful drawings? I can't think of his name right now. I'm drawing a blank. You know who I'm talking about. I used to watch him on PBS every day at like 3 or 4 o'clock or like 4 o'clock. After after I got home from school. Bob Ross, that's his name. Bob Ross. He could just Everything. Did you guys notice though? Now looking back, I'm gonna watch old Bob Ross videos. We're gonna do that on my second channel or something because I'm pretty sure he drew the same thing every day. This is a landscape or this is a mountain. It was always something like this. This is pretty. So I know, baby girl. Hola, I know you live in Washington. Do you live? I mean, when you look outside, does it look like this with all that greenery? I mean, I don't know. I'm just gonna say it's beautiful. I think that was all of them. Yeah. Okay. And then these ones were like taken from all that. This is the one where he's smiling. Oh yeah. This one was taken from like their phone, and this one looks more flat. Like maybe he over in Idaho. I don't know. I don't know if Idaho is flat or not, but I feel like when I see the smile, this like people were saying like this makes him seem so much more approachable and less creepy. No, for me, I'm sorry, but the creepy factor just goes up. It just went way up. It's like it's dinging. Like you just hit the thing at the county fair and rung the bell. I'm gonna have to. I need to go to Idaho. I told Vincent he's gonna have to take like his whole vacation in like one spot so we can do van life for a month. Yeah, Zipper. Yeah, he, he's definitely got that going for him. And then this picture, and I don't know why. I don't know if he even knew he got his butt in the background. I mean, the background. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. But yeah, I don't know. Kohberger. I think there's actually another one of him. I'll have to get it for you guys if we don't see it in one of these articles tonight. Oh, I was going to ask you guys something. Do you guys know? Because I'm just nosy. Hey, Trisha. I'm just nosy. That's all. If you guys don't know, I mean, I'm not going to be like that person's terrible for doing that. But I saw a video by like Plunder. It was like saying like not like the jail calls were not released. Do you guys know who was supposed to release those and they didn't release them? Because I'm just curious. Because she was talking about it, and I'm like, I have no clue who this person is. I don't know. But I think Plunder is actually from this great state. Yeah, with the thumbs up, right? Yeah. Yeah, the thumb. I mean, did you climb up like that hill right there? Because it doesn't look like it's much. And he's like, I don't know. I guess to celebrate people are, I mean, they did say like he was taking all these pictures of himself and he wasn't sending them to anybody. And I'm still gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and say, I do the same thing. Like I take pictures all the time. I feel like I take pictures almost probably like twice a week. Right. And I'm gonna put these on YouTube for everyone to see. And like, I don't know why. I want to say like, hey, to you guys and be like, oh, look, this is like a cute outfit I'm wearing today. Or like, maybe I just want to be like, oh, like the other day, me and Vincent went on day date. I was going to say that, but I never end up posting them. So I don't know. Are you guys like that? Do you have a lot of selfies in your phone that you don't send to people? Or is that just something that is kind of strange? Or maybe that's something that has to do with autism. I don't know. But I just realized that his book bag, it is the same book bag from, it's just, this strap looks shiny. Is he in the rain? Hold on a second. I think, is his shirt wet? Like, cause this bag, okay, so look at the bag. See, it's like shiny, like it's wet or something. And then this one isn't. Let's see. Maybe it is. See how this is like pixelate? I don't know. This just looks like it belongs in Japan or something. I don't know. And I mean, normal. I practice looking good. Hey, you know what? You never know. Let me reshare the screen because I lost audio, even though we don't need audio. But I think I do it also because right at this moment, you're never going to be this young again. And that's not to be like, don't feel sad or anything, everybody, all at once. Don't feel sad at once. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I always fail. I always fail to take pictures whenever I'm out doing something in the moment because I always want to like live in the moment or be in that moment. I don't want to be that person. Like, let me get out my camera. Like, I've never been that person. I should be. I should be. Because I've got a bunch of pictures, V with the cat, not with me. So, I saw a couple articles and I saw one video that I thought was really, really interesting. And that's what I figured we'd go over tonight, not just those pictures of Brian. But we did go over, it's been probably a month or two. Kara, Xana's mom, she came out with a video just stating like where she's kind of been, what she's been doing. She's involved with this church now, and she's been clean, and she's just she's just going in the right direction, and I hope she continues that so much. Like, I pray so hard for her, and I pray that maybe with time and forgiveness, maybe her and Jasmine can form some sort of relationship. Maybe not mother-daughter, but maybe they could be friends or something along those lines. Just something, because I do think she's trying. So this came out today, and I thought we would read over it. And on one of the pictures, it shows it as like a state's exhibit, and I hate that because I don't know why they could have just put the picture without that. But it says here, the mother of one of the 4 University of Idaho students murdered by Brian Kohberger delivered a powerful and emotional speech about forgiveness over the weekend. Karen Northington, the mother of Xana Kernodle, said that she forgave her daughter's killer and had no ill will towards him, reports the Coeur d'Alene Press. I don't hate Brian Kohberger, Northington adds, according to the Spokesman Review. She went on to say that she arrived at a place of forgiveness after she spent 10 months in jail following her daughter's murder. Northington shared all this while participating in Journey of Forgiveness at the Altar Church in Coeur d'Alene on September 6th. She was part of a 3-person panel who shared their stories about learning to forgive individuals who had committed unconscionable crimes against either them or members of their family. Perfect person to have on that panel. At the time of her daughter's death, Northington said she was in the midst of a 30-year-long battle with drug addiction. 30 years. Oh my goodness. 30 years. She is so blessed to come out the other side of that, 30 years. Wow. That gives me cold chills. Northington said she got sober after being sent to jail for a probation violation shortly after her daughter's death. She said that she managed to get sober after rediscovering her faith. The Lord just had me surrender it all, and I did. And I haven't gone back, Northington said. Her newfound sobriety resulted in an overwhelming joy that I couldn't explain and put her on the path to forgiving the man who took her daughter's life. She said that Kohberger was no different than her in that he was still made in God's image, while also saying she refused to allow him to control her emotional state. But I don't want to get into like biblical here, but everybody's made in God's image, but isn't it like the devil comes into you? Like, and the devil guides you to do the bad things. So, I mean, I'm just gonna say that. Oh, thank you, Kira, for gifting 5 memberships. Oh, I didn't see who got them. Casey, Christine, Lisa, Shooter McGavin, and caught him in crime. I think I missed one. Well, welcome to the fam, and thank you. Baby, are you talking about him? She's like, I'm going to be petty. Hey, Tony. Hey, Ashley. Exactly, Ashley. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I would be like, blame. I mean, if we gotta blame someone over here, we're not blaming Kohberger because I mean, we're all in God's image, but I know a lot of people that have a hell of a lot more going on with them than Brian did, and they don't go out and kill 4 people. Hell, they don't even go out and do anything against the law. They just don't. But, that's just I'm just on my soapbox. But she said, I do not fear you or let you have space in my head anymore, Northington said. A very emotional Northington also shared happy memories of her daughter, who she described as a beautiful soul. And I believe that. Northington said she was funny. She just had a way of making you feel special. And while she will always cherish the time and memory she had with her daughter, Northington said she is washing her hands of Kohberger, who is currently serving 4 life sentences at a maximum security prison. I hope she's able to do that, Hey, Machichi. Oh, I hope your parents are doing well. Hey, Maga Mama. Yeah. So, oh, man. How does she? I need to go hang out with Kara in Arlington because she's a strong woman right there. Because in my mind, and this is my messed up brain, because this is just my brain's messed up. It really is. So when I would think of Xana, if this was my daughter, wouldn't you think that you would think of, like, you think of the happy memories, but I would think that your brain would want to go to that like bad memory, and then you would automatically think of Brian Kohberger because he's the one that created that bad memory. And I know that's probably just my way of thinking, but I hope that she is able to literally just disconnect him and like throw him away, like in the prison where he belongs. And she's able to just focus on all of those happy memories she has with Xana, and not that one, terrible, terrible, terrible night and everything terrible that happened after that. I'm going to go to this church in Coeur d'Alene. Shoot, sign me up. Sign me up. I won't ever come back. Thank you, Kira, for giving out 10 more memberships. Well, welcome in, everybody. Thank you. That's so nice of you. Thank you so much. Hey, DM. Yeah, Dion, yeah. Mother had to know. I'm wondering what Mother did know. I'm wondering if Father knew. I'm wondering when he started calling them Mother, Father, was that always a thing? Or was that like, I mean, that isn't just a joking thing. Like, I'm sorry, that's just not like, I mean, you do joke around and say, geesh, Mother, or, whatever, like Father or something. Like, I could see that. But like, he was calling them back and forth going, where's Mother? Well, where's Father? Like, I don't know. But now that I think about that, he must have been texting him that, because they wouldn't have, How would the Cellbrite people know what his they wouldn't know conversations. I just thought of that. Sorry, we're like in the middle of this article and I'm like having an epiphany about something else now. So remember the Cellbrite people, they said that. They said that when he got on the phone, he would call one parent and he would say, well, where's mother? And then call mother and back and forth. Well, they would see that he was calling each parent back and forth. Like, because, and I guess they would see in there the whatever name he had him under. And I could see someone putting their parents under mother, father, maybe in their phone. I'd probably still use mom and dad. That's just me. So now I'm just like, yeah, they could see like him having like, conversation with his dad, having a conversation with his mom, but they couldn't like hear what they were talking about. So it must have been through text as well, I bet. But that's not normal. Like, no, not at all. I used to call my mom by her born name. Her mom changed her name when she was 3 months. And when I found out like late in life, best believe I started calling her that. Eleanor. That's what I would call her. Now I love that name. Okay, so where are we at? It says here, and while she will always cherish the memories she shared with her daughter, she's washed her hands of Kohberger. Says Kernodle 20 and her boyfriend Ethan Chapin 20 and her roommates Kaylee Gonzalez, Madison Mogan, both 20, were stabbed to death on November 13th, 2022 at their off-campus rental home in Moscow. Kohberger's motive and any connection he had to the 4 roommates is still unknown, but prosecutors have suggested that Kernodle was not one of the convicted killer's intended victims that night. This is the one I don't like that says that. Says Kernodle was unfortunately awake when Kohberger began his rampage, though, and it is believed that she discovered the killer upstairs before he followed her to her room and stabbed her to death. Despite being much smaller and unarmed, Kernodle put up a fight, with the medical examiner noting that she sustained over 50 stab wounds, which were largely defensive. She also managed to cause a likely panicked Kohberger to leave behind a knife sheath containing trace amounts of his DNA when he followed her downstairs after being discovered in Mogan's bedroom. The DNA linked Kohberger to the crime scene after it was run through genetic genealogy databases and returned with the DNA profile for the killer's father. Police then matched the DNA profile to Kohberger's father using a discarded ear swab recovered from the family's trash. He didn't have none of his trash in there. And I think when they found a bunch of those water bottles, they said like a bunch of water bottles. I think that's where he was just putting them, was in his car. This year, I think it will be 18 for me. Something like that, Catherine, for my dad. Hey, Casey, what did you say? Hey, Debbie, just Debbie. Hey, PKC. Yeah. That's when you found out. My mom didn't tell me until I was like 20. I think it was like 27. Yeah, I was 27. I used to do it to my mom. And it was always just in fun. Like when I got older, I did it, not when I was younger. She would have got me. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Was that a text message then? Thank you. That's probably what it was. Thanks, Casey Murray. Okay. Because I was like, I remember them saying like him calling and saying like, why isn't mother answering or something like along those lines. So maybe it was a text. So maybe that's what it was. It's just, oh my gosh, goodness. I mean, mother. Okay, so let me see what we got here. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I don't know if you guys have probably seen this, but I haven't got a chance to see all of it. I've only been able to see like bits and pieces of it. So we're gonna watch it together. But Brian Enton, of course, he went to CrimeCon this weekend. I feel so like I feel like I missed something by not being there. I don't know. I feel some type of way this year. I never cared before. This year, this time, I feel some type of way, and I had no plans on going. I didn't talk about it or anything, but I think I might have to go next year. Because it does look like a hell of a good time. It looks like a great way to, get out there and just meet people that are like-minded like you, and meet some of the families that you do want to meet, that do come to these events. So, and I would love to meet Brian Enton. He's a good one. So Brian Enton went and did an interview with Stacy Chapin, and she talks about, the what they're going to do, or what they've been doing to help, DNA in the future with future cases and stuff like that. So I thought we would watch it together. And if you guys haven't seen it yet, let me know. Now, I don't know if it's sharing with you guys yet or not. Let me see. This is like being weird. So let me make sure y'all can hear it, because Streamer has been being weird lately.
Guys,
oh, that's so loud. I'm so sorry. Okay, let me turn that down, and then I'll turn it up slowly.
Conversation with Stacy. Hey guys, so I just finished a conversation with Stacy Chapin, who is of course the mother of Ethan Chapin.
Can everyone hear it? Yep, you can hear it. Okay, I was just making sure.
Who's one of the Idaho victims,
Such
the Idaho murders, along with one of the executives from Othram. And Othram is this new cutting edge forensics company. They actually are the ones who tested the knife sheath initially and figured out that there was DNA on it, which really cracked open the case and led everything back to Brian Kohberger. I met up with Stacy here where I am now at CrimeCon, which is this big crime convention in Denver. But I wanted to share this conversation with you because I've always had so much respect for Stacy, but it's also fascinating the world of forensics and how what they're learning could actually help other unsolved cases too. So Stacy.
And real quick, I just want to make it known for the billionth time. Okay, you know what? We're going to make it. I want to pull up a picture. So, you know how there's a lot of people out there that are like, Brian Kohberger did not do this, genetic genealogy. It's never been used for. It's terrible. It's terrible junk science. It's terrible. And then you ask them, well, what about the Golden State Killer? And you show them this guy, right? Doesn't look quite like Brian Kohberger. Oh, it didn't share the right. I don't know why it's not sharing the right one. Doesn't look quite like Mr. Kohberger or Brian Kohberger or 214 or 163-214. But, this is the first case that they used it in. Genetic genealogy, they used it just like they used it in Brian's case. Just like they're going to use it again in the next case that they need it in. It's not going to go anywhere. They should have redone some laws and changed some things when this dude was in the hot seat for, murders. But they didn't. So you can't just come to, Brian Kohberger and be like, oh, we're going to start doing things differently over here. Because that's what a lot of people wanted. Kira, thank you so much. Melissa and Bone Collector and Taylor. Seabreeze AZ got one. Get on in here and say, Kira, thanks. That is so nice. That is amazing. Thank you. You guys are so sweet. Oh, good night, Maga Mama. Okay, so let me get back over to the video now that I showed you the creepy guy, That guy's scary. This is not sharing the right one. It's so weird. Remember last night I said there's two? It's double like this again. I'm going to go and stop sharing there and see if it stopped sharing the right one. Okay. That's what I had to do last night. So what did I do? Okay. I got it. I figured it out. I don't know what's going on with, if it's a new thing with StreamYard or what, but hopefully not, because I don't like it. Okay, so let's start to play this. If you guys don't mind, take a second, hit the like button. It really helps the channel, and I really appreciate it. I will put the membership link in the chat if anyone wants to become a member. If Kira hasn't already membered you in already tonight. And if you'd like to become a member, I'll put it and I'll post the link at the top of the chat. So if you guys don't mind, just take a quick second, hit the like, subscribe to the channel. What are you guys doing? If you haven't subscribed yet, you should.
Stacey, I'll start with you. I just wanted to say, to sort of get off my chest, like how much you've inspired so many people who have been following this case, me included. Just the way you've handled, the way your family has handled all of this with such class and dignity. And I think you have inspired a lot of people who are going through things and that they can kind of get out on the other side. And now partnering or working with Othram, it seems like you're kind of entering sort of, in a way, like the next chapter.
I don't disagree with that, actually. It feels like a very natural transition, I guess. I didn't know where it was all going to end or begin or how it was ever going to play out. But it made perfect sense when when the gag order was lifted and we could have a conversation. It made perfect sense. Because we're a face, we're a victim. We have been, Othram is involved in our case. And so it's just, it makes sense, right? And thank you. I mean, we've tried to take the high road through our case, through the entire, it's been it'll be 3 years in November, obviously, but.
You just said that Stacey and the way that she handled this inspired you. I have this question all the time from people. How do you do the job that you do, see such evil and not be affected by it? And I have to say that I do. I see some really terrible things and some really terrible parts of humanity. But then I also see pure light. And I feel like Stacey is one of those people that went through the worst of what society can give you. The unimaginable. I can't imagine going through what Stacey went through. And instead of letting that define her, she's actually turned the worst experience of her life into light. And she wants to give back to the world in a positive way and advocate for justice and fairness for everyone, advocate that technology is used in real time. That means a lot to me. Although we won't go into the details of exactly how we met until tomorrow at our talks, so that people still wake up in the morning and come to our talk.
And want to come.
We bumped into each other by chance.
Yeah.
And this case was difficult because all of us were under a gag order. And we couldn't have our first real conversation until that gag order was lifted. Yeah. And that was really difficult. Everything I do here at Othram, everything everyone here at Othram does is for the victims and their families. We're victim advocates first. And it's very difficult to meet your why and to not be able to tell them how you feel, what's going on in the case. But that's the deck of cards we were dealt in this scenario. Mm-hmm. And we're here tomorrow and I think indefinitely to try to advocate that others aren't dealt the same deck of cards because it's a difficult one, right? To know that you have information that could help someone heal, that could help someone feel safe or secure, and to not be able to give it to them is difficult. To know that there's a family member out there wondering what is going on and everything that's in the media is incorrect, for a lack of a better word, or just speculation, because everyone that worked this case, all the family members that were involved, none of us could speak to the media. You know that more than anyone.
Right.
And so everyone's speaking, everyone out there giving interviews was speculating with no knowledge, with very little information what was going on. And they painted the wrong picture. And finally we have our voices back.
Yeah, right.
And we're excited to tell the story.
Was it? Oh, sorry, go ahead, Stacey.
No, I just was going to say you have to understand it's the most advanced technology, forensic DNA technology in the world. I'm not the scientist, but I've been on the receiving end of having them not only, work on our case, but there was a comfort there. I mean, and that's part of the story we'll tell tomorrow, is that, we met by chance and and I had some knowledge throughout our case of what the Middlemans were doing, and I relied on that. Jim and I relied on that in our darkest moments. I didn't know anything, that I wasn't supposed to know, but it was a blessing, and victims' families should have the right to that information if they're going through the same thing we are. I mean, inevitably, there's going to be families that are in the same position we are.
Yeah, I guess there would have been a lot more certainty had it been explained.
It's definitive information. There was so much, so much speculation. There still is. It's shocking to me.
I mean, this is science.
It's scientific.
Yeah, there's
right?
no speculation.
I mean, if you knew definitively that knife sheath was without a shadow of doubt, which is the case, now that it's all said and done, it would have been different going through. You would have relied on, you kind of went, okay, maybe we don't need to worry as much as we need to worry.
Yeah, and there was one advanced forensic test performed. There was one profile. There was so much speculation out there about multiple profiles, incongruent information. There is only one lab that is doing this type of DNA technology that tested that DNA, and it's ours. And I couldn't come forward and say, no, this is definitive. Right. There is one profile with these matches that led to this conclusion that pointed directly to Brian Kohberger's family, right? That none of that could be.
Well, when they told us the octillion and it was like, 28 or 29 zeros, I was like, that's pretty definitive. I mean, that's pretty definitive. They said there's not even that much grain of sand on the whole planet. I don't know who's in charge of counting the grains of sand, but I'd like to know how many grains there are.
Said before, and that was very frustrating. And to not be able to tell the family or to talk about it, the law enforcement agents that worked this case couldn't talk about it. No one that had any information could correct the record.
Right.
And so what ended up happening is everyone tried to figure out why was this information not out there, what was missing, what was the missing component, and came up with a whole bunch of speculations that led to uncertainty. And that uncertainty continued to grow. And I think that was the most difficult on the victim's family.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
And no one else, right? Like I was certain the entire time because I saw the science. I knew the results, right? I never had one doubt in my mind that we'd be sitting here today, whenever today was, whether it's after the trial, before the trial, at a plea. I knew that this day was going to come. But the victims' families didn't have that certainty. I don't even know if law enforcement involved in the case had that certainty. I don't know how far the results actually propagated as the full result of the investigation because everything was kept so under wraps. And I think that needs to change. Stacey's right. This technology is superior to traditional DNA testing. Traditional DNA testing looks at 20 markers and is there to confirm identity. It was purpose-built in the 90s to help confirm someone's identity or connect someone to multiple crimes if they're a serial perpetrator. Our technology takes place much earlier in an investigation. We can infer someone's identity because we're looking at hundreds of thousands of markers, almost 1 million markers every time we build one of these DNA profiles. So we can infer identity by looking at 6th cousins, 5th cousins, 4th cousins, and figuring out who left that DNA at the crime scene. By inferring that identity, we're giving that information to law enforcement. And I want to make clear, because there are questions in our talk today for David, and I'm sure in our talk tomorrow, that we don't tell them this is your perpetrator. We say this person's profile, or one of these 2 or 3 people in this family left DNA at this crime scene, meaning that they then need to investigate. They need to contextualize that information. They knew in the Kohberger case that there was a white Elantra that was seen at the crime scene. Now they knew that there was a family in Pennsylvania that was identified. Could they look up a white Elantra that had a Pennsylvania plate or a Pennsylvania driver? Of course they could. And that's part of their investigation. I don't know the order of which the investigators actually investigated that case, but they were able to piece all those pieces together because we gave them the information that we gave them. And as they pieced all those puzzle pieces together, it became very clear that there was only one suspect that was possible of committing this crime.
Stacey, do you want other families like who are going through, I mean, do you think things need to change?
Absolutely.
Nationwide?
And I don't know what the answer to that is. I mean, we're just getting started on this. But, you know, even if you don't know anything, but you know that Othram was involved in identifying a perpetrator, you know, it's a comforting piece of information. The rest of it, it takes all of law enforcement as well, right? I mean, it still takes this entire case. Yeah. So, but there is a piece that is definitively in that home.
I think that, I'm trying to remember how, but I think it leaked out at one point. I forget. Often it came out at some point.
It did.
I don't remember how exactly.
I think it was the New York Times article.
That's right.
I may be right or wrong about that being the first source, but they had pulled a contract between Idaho State Police and Othram for this type of advanced DNA testing. And so they said, well, they're in contract. So it's very possible that Othram is the lab, but Othram will give no comment, as we couldn't give a comment at the time.
Yeah. And, you know, and in this case specifically, which is very interesting, and I don't think we'll talk about this tomorrow, is that had it happened 7 miles west in Washington State, they might not have had knowledge of Othram. So the only reason that this thing went to Othram is because the Idaho State Patrol forensic scientists knew about them. And when it didn't hit in CODIS, then they brought it there like, we got to take a chance on this company. And
wow.
Had it gone to Washington and, you know, their forensic people didn't know, then potentially it would have gone I don't know that it would have gone unsolved because that's not my job. It would have just taken more time, right?
So are there so many cases out there that could be solved?
Yes.
If what the police just don't know to call you, or what's the?
And you know what? That's what keeps me up at night, because this technology will get adopted.
Or they can't afford it in a lot of cases, probably. But I'm sure that these family members of these victims would probably flip the bill if it meant, I mean, you know, genealogy testing is literally like foolproof because you're going backwards. Like you're taking instead of like the DNA and you're putting it in a machine instead of doing that. And it's like, you know, saying like, no, it's no convicted killer or nobody that's committed a felony. You know, you put it in CODIS. It's none of these things. They take it and then they work backwards. Like maybe they get, you know, a 5th generation, or maybe it's somebody from the freaking 1700s. Who knows? I don't know. But they work backwards and they are good at that. And I would be cross-eyed if I tried to do that kind of stuff.
It's clear that it's predictable, it's robust, it's scalable, it's being adopted. You can see that in 2019, we solved 5 cases. We solved 5 cases today while we've been sitting here, right?
Yeah, 5 cases today.
It's scaling, right?
Yeah.
And those are announcements, which are about 10% of the cases we actually solve. And so, of course, this technology is being adopted. There's almost no state in the United States that isn't now using this technology or hasn't tried it at least once at Othram. So I do believe that in the next few years, everyone will be using this technology. The state labs will have access to this in their own laboratory. They won't even need to send the evidence to Othram anymore. And I'm so excited about it. But if that takes 10 years versus 3, how many victims in between will be unnecessary victims of serial rapists, serial killers that weren't caught the first time they committed the crime? We were able to stop Brian Kohberger in this case before he committed that next crime. And
you don't know who that person would be, right? I mean, and that's what, you know, we've sat and talked a lot about. You don't know who that person would have been that got saved.
What is it like for you to meet the person or the people who, I mean, it's so scientific what they did, but to put a face to it.
It's amazing. Jim and I hopped the first plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, we flew to Houston, and then Maisie and I have been back. I feel forever indebted to them. I have a list of people in my heart that, you know, since November 13th that I feel that way about, and they're on the list. I mean, thank God that they developed something that helped our case, right?
And what about for you? I mean, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. I just want to say, plus they're incredible people. I mean,
when Brian comes on, his mic is so loud. I don't know why it does that, but theirs are like, their mics are like, the background noise isn't, it's like canceling it out, and his, it's like enhancing it.
they're not just have just created something. They genuinely care about the outcome and they care about the people involved. They're just good people, and that says a lot about the company as well and all the people there.
And for you, what you do is so scientific, but to put a face, I mean, to actually see the difference that you made.
Our technology is based in science and certainty, but our mission is based in advocacy. You know, we all came from a biomedical background working at.
Okay, real quick. I just did like a little Google search here. She is the founder, her and her husband. Because I heard Stacy say middleman, or yeah, and that's their last name. So they founded in 2018. Let's just see a little bit about them. Okay. David is a DNA scientist with extensive research experience, serves as the CEO, while Kristen is the Chief Business Development Officer. Chief Business Development Officer. That sounds okay, like a title that made up. Together, they established Othram to apply advanced DNA sequencing technology to solve complex forensic cases. And then, okay, so what she does is she's a chemistry graduate who works as the Chief Business Development Officer for Othram, focusing on funding, education, and public relations. So, okay. Very
the
nice.
forefront of biomedical research or consumer genomics, but these are fields that are well funded. And we moved into forensics where there isn't funding for this new technology to make a difference because there weren't enough people working on this problem. And so I think that that's selected for a team of people that were either affected by crime or someone that they really loved was affected by crime, that understand how broken the current system really is. And so it's selected for people that are relentless in the pursuit of justice here, in the pursuit of creating this infrastructure to help everyone. And so I think we're more mission driven than we are science driven. Mm-hmm. For me, for sure, it's all heart. And getting to meet Stacy just solidifies that for me. I mean, how could you meet someone that you altered their trajectory in life, right? She won't have to wonder if that person's still out there for the next few years. She won't have to worry about her other two children being the next victims of that serial killer. And she knows the answer. And I don't believe in closure when something this terrible happens to you. No. But I do believe that the truth allows you to turn the page to that next chapter of, well, what is next? And for Stacy, it's advocacy. For everyone, it could be something different. But it allows her to live her life moving forward and not being stuck in trying to understand the past. And for Stacy's case, it happened in a matter of months. For Jim Walker's case, who spoke in David's talk a few minutes ago, it happened in 47 years. That shouldn't be the case. Yeah. And unfortunately, that still is the case all too often. And in Jim's case, the perpetrator continued to murder other women and other children. And here we stop that. We stop that pattern. And someone's home having Thanksgiving with their family this year that would have been Kohberger's next victim. And there's so much meaning to that goes so much beyond science. Right. We really are making the world a better place.
Well, thank you both for talking to me. Thank you for showing. I mean, we just saw Gabby Petito's parents when we were walking. The fact that you all can take a tragedy and turn it into something impactful, I think, like I said, is just inspiring in a number of levels. So, and I mentioned Gabby.
Okay. Very good. Very good interview. Girl, 10 more gifted memberships. I'm gonna be retired. I'm gonna retire after tonight's live. We're gonna have so many. We're gonna have so many memberships. Actually, that's good for y'all, because if everyone sticks with their membership, then at the end of the month, I'm just saying, more members, the more moolah. She's making it rain. It's like Oprah, circa like 2006 or whenever that was. When did Oprah give everyone a car? Now I have to know. I have to know, like, when did Oprah give everyone a car? I was watching that episode that day, actually. My mom watched it. 2004. I was close enough. Okay. It was September 13th. It's close. It's close enough. It's like an anniversary. We're going to say we celebrated because Kyra decided to gift out memberships. And who got them? And thank you so much. Mandy, Paige, Nicola, Rosie, Let's Talk, with Susan Bennett, Dilbert's mom, Kendra, Miss T, Tracy, and Kansas. I don't know why I look on the iPad when I could just probably look over here. Oh, I could look over here that whole time. That's oh, well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Oh, thanks, Casey. This chat's the best. I'm not just saying that because they come to my lives. I'm not like I'm really not. They're literally the best. They care about people. You guys really do. They genuinely care about like other people. I've never seen a chat like it. Because I mean, even as a creator myself, I've been in chats and I'll go in like, you know, and I'll say hello or something. And sometimes like nobody will say anything to me, or maybe like one person will be like, hi, it's a Titanium or whatever, you know, maybe, but sometimes maybe nobody. And then I'm like, what I do? Well, but like, I'm just going to take my talking butt somewhere else. It's like, I like to talk. So I read this yesterday and I wanted to share this with you guys because I thought this was pretty funny. I mean, not funny, but like funny in the term of, you know, I can't wait for Brian Kohberger's pro-burgers, I guess you would call them, to spin this one, right? I hear they're probably going to say the DNA wasn't his still, or it was planted still. I don't know what they're saying. But Brian Kohberger left behind far more DNA than previously known, investigators reveal. So, genetic genealogists working on the University of Idaho student murders case found hundreds of times more DNA than a typical case as they raced to solve the quadruple stabbings, which rocked the college town of Moscow, Idaho, as well as the nation as a whole. Hundreds of times more DNA than the typical case. Okie dokie. It was a catastrophic deal, said David Middleman, the Othram founder and CEO, whose work generated leads that helped authorities track Kohberger from a DNA sample he left on a K-bar knife sheath discarded at the crime scene. That's why the defense didn't want to talk about it. They didn't want to talk about that. They just wanted to throw it out. Not only did police recover plenty of DNA to work with, it allowed Othram's investigators to hone in on Kohberger's family tree almost immediately. You weren't as good as you thought. Like, not even a little bit. Speaking with Fox News Digital at CrimeCon's 2025 conference in Denver, Middleman said that while their early leads didn't include his identity, the DNA showed that the sample came from a multi-generational American family mixed with Italian ancestry. And they should have headed straight to Pennsylvania or maybe New Jersey, because that has it written all over it. Multi-generational American family mixed with Italian ancestry. I'm telling you, I'm from Pennsylvania and my brother's from there too. When Italian heritage. But we're not I mean, you know. But I'm telling you, there is a lot of like multi-generational, you know, families that have Italian heritage in Pennsylvania. It was more than trace DNA. The DNA evidence was amazing. There was tons of DNA, by the way. I don't know why it's been reported it was trace DNA. It was not. It was tons of DNA. Now, don't you remember me saying that? They were saying that Kohberger could have shook hands with someone and then that could have transferred the DNA on the knife sheath. And I said, that's not how it happened. No way, no how, not in a million, gazillion, trillion, billion years. Well, I feel like this is kind of helping me with that, you know. So then it says there was certainty in the quality of the DNA, there was certainty in the analysis, and there was certainty that there was more than enough information in that family tree to get a person. Separately, police had identified a suspect vehicle, a white Hyundai Elantra, just like the one Kohberger drove. He was from Pennsylvania, but was attending Washington State University in Pullman, Washington at the time of the murders. That's just 10 miles from the crime scene. While police did not find a murder weapon, they did find a K-bar knife sheath next to Maddie Mogan, 21, one of the 4 victims. After they identified Kohberger as a suspect, they got a search warrant for his Amazon activity and discovered that he purchased a K-bar knife with sheath and sharpening on the shopping app. It was sharpener, not sharpening. They just spelled it wrong. I want to know where the knife sharpener went. Is it with the knife? And why did we get the knife sharpener, Kohberger? Were we planning on reusing the knife and then we didn't because you left the sheath? So you were like, oh shit, I can't, I got to get rid of the knife. I don't have a home for it. No sheath. That could be a thing. Because you were on the app like looking to buy another one. I don't know. The other victims were Ethan Chapin, 20, Xander Kernodle, 20, and Kaylee Gonzalez, 21. They were killed on November 13th. Othram received the DNA sample on Thanksgiving and worked through the holiday, generating a DNA profile within 48 hours. On December 19th, the FBI sent Moscow police Kohberger's name. Wow. That's quick. On December 30th, police shocked the world. Yeah, they did. When they announced an arrest in the case after a raid on Kohberger's parents' house in Pennsylvania Pocono Mountains. Yeah, we all freaked out. And then we turned on the flight radar and we watched him come back to Idaho. Detectives on the case told reporters after Kohberger's guilty plea that without the DNA evidence, they believe they would have eventually found him by examining thousands of leads regarding Hyundai Elantras. It's unclear how long that would have taken. Although police recovered an ample sample from, I don't know why they rhymed there, but they did. From the snap on the sheath, Kohberger's DNA wasn't in the government combined DNA index system known as CODIS because he hadn't been implicated in any prior crimes, prior felonies. They don't put you in there for misdemeanors. The investigative genetic genealogy helped investigators find him with the sample anyway, and it turned out to be a key part of their case. Jeff Nye, chief of the criminal division at the Idaho Attorney General's office, who was tasked with arguing in court against Kohberger's attempt to have the evidence tossed, told Fox last month that everything hinged on his performance in court that day. He won. After Kohberger's defense failed to have the DNA evidence tossed, he entered a surprise guilty plea in early July in order to avoid the potential death penalty. Well, that and they were trying to use the ultimate perpetrator. They were trying to get some stuff thrown out, Yeah. Kristen Middleman, Othram's chief development officer. I feel like we should put her in a different name, like Othram's promotional team. I don't know. That's just a long title. Believes that the genealogy techniques should be applied to more cases. We're advocating with the families to change that, to make sure that people have access to this real time so that people like Kohberger are caught before they commit the next crime. That's true. I mean, they did get him before he committed any more crimes. That we know of. And I think that they would know. I don't know if they would know, but I'm hoping they would. I'm certain that there's someone at Thanksgiving with their family this year. Last year, they wouldn't be if Brian Kohberger wasn't caught in real time. Kohberger is serving 4 consecutive life sentences plus another 10 years. I don't even know why they put another 10 years. Are they going to, is he going to die? They're going to bury him, bring him back to life, have him serve out the other 10. He waived his right to appeal and to seek a future sentence reduction under Idaho law. So he ain't getting out any earlier than the pine box. And he's not even getting out then. They're just going to bury him on the property. That's a question I do have. Does anyone know that? Okay. If you have a loved one in prison, right? And they're serving a life sentence, ain't coming out alive. Are you allowed to have the body? Like, do they make arrangements for you if you have the money to, like, have someone go there and get the body? I've never heard of them letting anyone out. I mean, won't you go? It's kind of like Hotel California, right? Once you go, you're just there. Yes, your family can bury you. Okay. I mean, I just tell them to leave them in there. I'm just wondering. Well, actually, you know what? Oh, wow. I don't know why I didn't think about it. The circle of life, right? I'm asked backwards when it comes to me. It's worked backwards. So Kohberger's parents are in their 70s. His dad's in his late 60s. His mom's in her early 70s. I mean, how much longer do you think they're going to be around? Right? Kohberger's going to outlive them. And then after that, is he going to like hook up with some lady, like some pen pal lady, and then she might come get his body when he dies? I don't know. Oh, they don't have to pay more to like transport it out of there? But if they release it to the family would have to afford to like bring them back in a cooler. You can't just like you just can't pick up a dead body at the prison like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm here to pick up Fred number, 248684. And like Fred's been sitting in the cooler for about 20 days because it's taking you a little while to get there. My sister's dad passed away last year and he was serving a life sentence. Oh, they still had to jump through hoops to get his body released. Yeah, I was thinking, Casey. I was thinking that because I would think that would be kind of hard. Like, because you would have to have a funeral home agree to go get him. I would say that, right? That would probably be the easiest thing to do. Like, call a funeral home, say, hey, I would give them, if this was me and that was my loved one and they were, they were serving life, and I would probably call a funeral home and just like lay it on them. Like, I would just cry so much, say, please help me, because they, you know what I mean? Like, they might help you. They'll charge you a buttload, but they might help you. I just think, I wonder who he's going to be next to. Maybe that one lady they're getting ready to put to death at Idaho. She's been the only female on death row. I don't wonder if she's still there. Yeah. Because I saw that something about her. So she's still there. Robin Lee Rowe. She was convicted. I forget. She like burned her kids and husband up or something. Let me see. She was convicted in 93 for the murder of her husband and 2 children in 92. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think she did. We looked at it one time, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, she might have been the one. It was either her or a man. Crazy. Okay. So let's keep it going. Okay. Brian Kohberger's motive, you ask? I don't know. Classmate tells police why she believes he murdered 4 Idaho students. I actually read this yesterday too. Look at them hands. Brother. Okay, so you think his parents have to be aware of this problem, right? This has been a problem. This has been a problem for a while. This ain't just something when he was arrested, he had these purple hands and that was like, something new. He had these same purple hands when he's walking across the stage at the sales to get his diploma. Ugh. His hands were so purple. I thought it was a circulation thing. And when I first saw it, I've never seen, I've told you, like, my brother had a problem with washing his hands. His hands never look like that. Never. I don't ever remember them, not one time. We are 8 or 9 years apart. Oops, let me take a picture of these hands real quick. I'm going to send this to my brother tomorrow morning. He's going to say, who is this dude? No, he'll know. He'll know who he is. And if you're listening right now, look at the hands. If he's listening. Because, I mean, like, what kind of soap are you using? It has to be some sort of circulation as well. I've never seen anything like that. And maybe that's why he wears gloves now, right? I wear gloves a lot. I can't even, I hate him. Because every time I put them on, I think of him now. Every time I put my gloves on to clean, I'm like Brian Kohberger. I'm like walking around the house. I'm like, do I look like Brian Kohberger? Like going around. Remember when he's like going around the grocery store with his gloves and stuff on? So it says the motive behind the murders is still a mystery, but one of his classmates at Washington State University told police that she believes that this is what she believes is why he took 4 lives. So interview with the Idaho State Police obtained by People, the woman opined that Kohberger committed these homicides because he wanted to know what it felt like to commit these crimes in relation to his studies and ultimately if he could get away with the crimes, further supporting his belief that he was smarter than others. I could see that, especially like, I mean, we all kind of thought like just to see if he can get away with it, right? But I think that proving that he is smarter than anybody that's around him, especially people that are around him and everybody in general, that's like his ultimate goal. I think that he would that was his whole goal in life. His whole goal was to be the smartest person in the room. And a lot of times he wasn't. He just wasn't. He thought he was, and people let him pretend like he was so they could get away from him and get out of awkward conversations that were being had, Don't let him go near the door frame, the doorway. Because if you're on the other side of that, you're not getting out. It's just weird to me. So then it says, in the same interview with police, a classmate noted that committing these crimes and Kohberger's need to control others is constant with his personality. People are going around saying that this picture is fake because of Maddie's or Dylan's hair being stuck up on Maddie's sweater. I saw that earlier and I was like, how do I get you people off of my Twitter? Kohberger is calculated and a narcissist, she said, adding that his question about if someone else was also arrested after his own arrest was an attempt by him to throw people off and not that he had a friend or acquaintance. He didn't have anybody helping him. Didn't BTK or someone ask that too? Or Ted Bundy? She said that it did cross her mind that Kohberger could have committed the murders, and other classmates said in their interviews with police that they recall even discussing the murders with the killer before his arrest. Because they were in the same program, that classmate said she saw Kohberger every day and told police that in all the times she had interacted with Kohberger, he had never displayed empathy towards another person. That I don't know. I'm a big empath. But I think that could be attributed to maybe autism. But I still feel like you would still have empathy towards people. But if there wasn't anything to be empathetic towards, I don't, you know what I mean? I'm not taking up for him. I'm just saying. So she said that he had no redeeming qualities or excuses for his behavior. So no excuses, she said. So in the summary of that interview, which we've already read through these interviews, she wanted to think that he was socially inept, but after knowing him, she believes that Kohberger always thinks he is the smartest person in the room and has expressed resentment or jealousy at their success. Yeah, I could see that. Most definitely. I could see that. Should we read this next one too? Let's see. Sure, we'll read through this one because this one was kind of interesting. But it says the Idaho 4 killings, Brian Kohberger and concept of evil. And yeah, I do think that Kohberger was just trying to throw the investigators off by saying, like, was anybody else arrested? Or maybe he thought they took his dad in because his dad had drove cross country with him. He could have been thinking, like, wow, these people really blew through my house. Are these feds? Like, you know, I crossed state lines with my dad. Do they think my dad had anything to do with this? And if the cops would have came out and been like, we think your dad had something to do with this too, he might have started talking. He might not have lawyered up so fast, because he did say, like, after he realized his parents were okay and his dog was okay, that's when he was just like, I'm good. Like, I don't want to talk no more. So it says here, we do not know much about Kohberger's mental health history, as discussed, other than his supposedly having done a stint in rehab for heroin dependence. As of now, we do not know whether he was diagnosed, we do know actually, or treated for Asperger's, autism, OCD, PTSD, psychosis, or any other psychiatric condition. Well, they don't say Asperger's anymore. But we don't know if he was treated, but we think he was. But he was diagnosed February 2025. So again, he was diagnosed with all of his ailments, the ARFID, all that stuff, 2025, February. So handful of months ago. But it's beginning to appear like that. Like Elliot Rodger and others, including serial killer Ted Bundy, who in 1978 brutally attacked 4 college girls, killing 2 at the Chi Omega sorority house in Tallahassee, Florida. Kohberger had a big problem with women. He reportedly had been bullied or teased by peers, especially popular females in middle school, for being morbidly obese, and as a consequence may have harbored intense feelings of resentment, anger, or rage towards those whom he felt tortured him so cruelly. Well, if that were the case, he probably would have maybe killed one of them. But maybe his brain was going back, I don't know, to a time when he would have been more like that age. I don't know. I always try to figure out the way the people think and why they think the way they think. And some people you just can't figure out, you know? But we try. Did he see vicarious vengeance on young, attractive women in general? Or could Kohberger, who, unlike Bundy, is not a serial killer, but rather a multiple murderer, have been infatuated with one or more of the young women he killed? Could he have stalked out and with malice and forethought targeted his victims in advance of the killings? These are some indications that he did. Okay. Interestingly, his crime and choice of weapon, a fixed blade knife, is eerily similar to O.J. Simpson's double murder of his ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and Ron Goldman. Did Kohberger have both the Bundy and Simpson slayings in mind? In the gruesome Bundy, Simpson, and Kohberger murder scenes, there was clear evidence of overkill towards the victims, indicating immense rage on the part of the perpetrator. For O.J. Simpson, who was eventually found liable for the murders by a civil trial, the motivation appears to have been jealousy, possessiveness, control, power, and an unremitting murderous rage. I like how we don't even give him the option to be, like, he was found not guilty and we're not even giving him that option. Like, OJ, like, we all know you did it, buddy. As with Simpson, Kohberger savagely butchered his victims with a blade, which was never subsequently found and left an incredibly incriminating piece of evidence behind. For Simpson, it was his infamous blood-soaked leather glove, and for Kohberger, his leather knife sheath, bearing his own DNA, which eventually led to his arrest. Of course, it is easy to come into simplistic conclusions that in this case and so many others, such as that of Elliot Rodger, Chronic sexual frustration and rejection caused or at least contributed to this evil deed. Had Kohberger possibly been previously rejected or snubbed by one of his female victims? Now, I'm just gonna say, like, if he tried to hit on like Maddie, she would have straight told him, like, ain't gonna happen, dude. And she would have been like, F you, because we heard her on the, at the food or at the grab truck. So like she would have said something. And maybe she did. And if she did, I'm proud of her because he is creepy. And he shouldn't have been hit on any girls if that was the case in that age range. It says, but there are many other basic human needs that when frustrated can also lead to resentment, anger, rage, and in some cases, violent behavior. For example, essential loneliness and alienation can lead to violence against self and or others when chronic and unremitting. There is an innate need for relationship, for human contact, affection, intimacy, and for love. When human beings are deprived of love or companionship, be it in childhood, adolescence, or adulthood, there is a natural response of resentment, anger, or rage, which, if never explicitly acknowledged and therapeutically addressed, can ultimately be expressed in a negative, sullen, or hostile way of relating to others, and an oppositional, antisocial, destructive, or even violent behavior. Okay. To cite psychologist Rollo May, 1969, on the subject, violence is the ultimate destructive substitute which surges in to fill the vacuum where there is no relatedness. When inward life dries up, when feeling decreases and apathy increases, when one cannot affect or even genuinely touch another person, violence flares up as a demonic necessity for contact, a mad drive forcing touch in the most direct way possible. Okay, so we don't need to read that part. A lack of meaning or purpose in life and another conceivable contributing factor in this, confounding case, meaninglessness, the prolonged frustration of what existential psychiatrist Viktor Frankl called our inmate will to meaning can over time lead to anger, rage, and a hysteric outlook devoid of values, ethics, or morals, which does not preclude engaging in cruelty, violence, or other evil acts. This is also the primal need for power and self-assertion to consider. Powerlessness is related to feeling of helplessness, hopelessness, and impotence, and victimization, and violence in many cases is engaged in to feel more powerful. In such cases, the disempowered victims turns the tables and becomes the powerful victimizer. But in each of these situations, it is the unresolved feelings or resentment, anger, or rage in response to some type of, I can't even say this word, existential frustration or perceived personal affront that provides the primary motivation for revenge and retaliation towards those believed to have inflicted those excruciating psychological, emotional, or physical wounds. Okay. Lastly, there's the fundamental need or feeling significant, important to be recognized by parents, teachers, peers, and by society. The chronic frustration of this need can result in what I have previously called a wicked rage of recognition. Okay. Could Kohberger have killed and premeditated pursuant of becoming immortal like the murderous criminals he so avidly studied? Maybe. Because he craved to be forever remembered and recognized by the world, as a depraved and evil murderer, human beings possess what I call an immortality drive, which, when not creatively expressed, can in some perverse cases motivate murder. Okay. In hindsight, which is always 2020, it seems Kohberger may have intentionally studied and emulated prominent mass murderers in deliberate effort to learn how to successfully commit murder himself. Murder so foul, so evil, so memorable that his name would forever live on in the forensic criminology literature and be long remembered for its general public. No, it won't be. It won't be. It won't be. I think that's really all I want to read. But we may never learn from Kohberger himself what motivated him to commit these savage and shocking killings. Much the same may be said of other mass murderers. Nonetheless, we must try our best to comprehend and discern the complex psychological, cultural, neurobiological, and existential factors that accumulate in such terrible evil deeds. Yeah. We might not be able to prevent them from happening, but we could sure try. We can sure try. We can at least better educate ourselves, right? That's one thing. That's one thing that we can do. You take care of your mama. Matcha cheese out of your... Hey, true crime lullabies. I'm sorry about your guys' moms. Oh yeah, Dion, it was OJ. I watched that trial when I don't know why my dad would like to torture me like that, but he did. Just gonna say that. He tortured me and my mom for 6 months. What was that? Just 6 months that trial was? Or it was longer than that. 8 months. It was 8 months. Back then, y'all remember the VHS. You think that I didn't grow up with the VHS? I sure did. And my dad had that thing with the tape in it every morning for court, and we did not get to watch TV until court was over. So all day long, all we heard was OJ this, OJ that, OJ, right? We heard it all. We heard the whole trial. I liked true crime before that. I watched Unsolved Mysteries too as a kid. I was weird. It's a weird kid. That show used to freak me out though. Still does. Oh, I'm sorry about your mom too, Casey. Well, I'm praying for all your guys' moms. Moms are the best. This will be 10 years this year. So maybe that's why I'm hitting 40 is like kind of harder this year too. But it'll be 10 since my mom passed. And I don't want to say it doesn't get easier, but that woman replaced herself with Vincent. That's all she did. 4 months later, here I meet him. Perfect specimen. And I always tell you guys all the time, my mom was a saint. We give your mamas kisses as much as you can, because you see the people on YouTube, right? You see these mothers we cover. You just see the people wilding out on YouTube. And just think, some of these people wilding out on this app, they're moms, mothers. I'm so blessed. My mother was a saint. I don't know how she did it with me. And my brother was a good kid. My brother was such a good kid. He was so good. I think I gave her a little bit of a harder time. Thank you, Montachi, for the $4.99. That's so nice. Thank you. Montachi said, bless us all, our families, the victims, and their families. Yes. And if you guys still do have your mom, and go to Amazon right now, because I know there's probably one on Amazon, or run to your nearest Target, but just get on Amazon because it's faster. There's a book that you can get. They make all kinds of different ones, big, small, little, big, print, small print. And you give it to your parent, and it's a book about their life. And you just hand it to them and say, fill it out whenever you can. Just fill out a page whenever you feel like it. Me and Vincent saw one at Target. We got one for Vincent's mom for Mother's Day. I want to say it was 2 years ago. So you better be filling that out, Haru. Because we're gonna be calling. We're gonna be asking questions. We're gonna be saying page. We're gonna give you a page number. No, I thought it would be nice because there's always things that you could learn. I was just fortunate in a way. This was a unfortunate thing happened, a fire, but the fortunate part about it was we literally went from having stuff to not having anything. So we sat on 2 lawn chairs with a table like that you eat dinner like on, like like a dinner tray, like table, or whatever. And we drank some beers. This was back when I drank a little bit. Didn't drink that much, but I drank some beers and we just laughed. And she told me stories for days. She had stories for days, you know? And we were like older. I was 27. So it was a good time to do it, you know? So I'm excited that we got that chance. And I still have my last voicemail for my birthday when I turned 30. Yeah, Megan, Mom, you do. Just go over there and see her. I need to do the same with my brother. I think I am going to go down this weekend, not this weekend coming up, and see my great nephew though. Oh, that's a beautiful name, Ashley Finley Harper. My friend had a little girl. He still does. I mean, she's a teenager now, but her name was Harper. Or her name is Harper. Moms do rule. They really do. I really don't know how moms do it. I don't know how my mom did it. Bless her heart. I think all moms would do it, but you know what I mean? Like, that woman was great. But I do have I have my whole cart is ready. So I have these are the headphone or the microphone I needed today because I wanted to go live today and I couldn't get in this room to go live. So I got that. I think I got everything else on the cart. So I'm going to clean this cart off. And I think I'm going to do a live tomorrow. Might be like morning, afternoon. If you're not following me over on TikTok, make sure you are, because I might go live over there. Yeah, I might go live over there, but I'll probably still go live over here too. Oh, I have one family video of my mom and dad, Ashley. And the song behind it, of all the songs. You know the song by Sarah McLachlan, When the ASPCA Comes On? You know what I'm talking about. The one that makes you cry every time and you have to change the channel because the dogs. That song. It's like in the middle of the song too. Like perfect timing. The tape recorder, like, you know, my dad has it mounted on his shoulder because that's how long ago this was. It's a VHS. And that song's playing in the background. And it's like, I will remember you. That's literally where it starts. That's where it starts. When he cuts the video on, I'm like, you couldn't have picked another place for the placement for the song. And then you hear my mom in the background. Love her. She says, Kenny, will you turn the station? And he's trying to like hold this big old video camera thing, right? And she's like, put it on some Christmas music. It literally, my parents to a T. I mean, it like hearing their voice, especially my father's, because it has been so long. This was just a couple of years ago. I put this, like, I went and bought a VHS player. I found this one tape. I was like, I'm playing this. And when I heard his voice, I was like, oh, like it scared me a little. We sound alike. I don't have any other videos of my, nope. Of my mom, I do. I have a couple, well, no. There is a video out there, and I think it's on my Facebook, of me and her singing together. After my car accident, I'm in a wheelchair, and we're karaokeing. And I don't have any of my dad. I have a few pictures, like a few. Most of them when I'm a baby. We never really cared to take pictures when we were like that age. Like when I got, to like 16 to 18, we had those flip phones. Like we didn't take pictures really. And I do have my mom telling me happy birthday for my 30th birthday. And she says, you'll always be my baby. Make me fall out. I listen to it every year. And I cry every time. But it's a good cry, See, I always say you should just have your voice recorded in general. I thought about getting like my nephews and my nieces, like little bears, like with my voice in them. Me and Vincent just saying something. Like, I know that my nephew had one at one point. He had two actually. And he's went through two of those because he pressed it so many times. Oh no. Yeah, Casey, when I found out that I had that voicemail, Vincent was with me. I forgot I had it. And he was like, add it everywhere. And I did. I added it to my notes. I added it to my Dropbox. I added it to like every single place in the world. Because I was like, I will never lose this. You know what I mean? Like, that's like something like, because that would be me. Like, I would just do like a reset or something and not even think about it. Like, so I am lucky to have that. And I hope that the families, the victims' families have maybe, you know, something like, they have a lot of that too. I mean, they do. They were lucky in that sense that their kids grew up in a generation to where, you know, it's popular to post a lot on social media, right? So, I mean, I'm grateful that they have that. Like, I'm grateful for them, like that they have those videos and those, you know, TikToks and like the fun stuff. They have all of that. And then all the people that they knew from college, to where those people will be sending them videos that they haven't even seen of their own child, you know, like that's like the coolest thing to me. Like, whenever when someone comes up to me and they know my dad or they know my mom and they're like, they want to talk to me about them. That to me is the coolest thing ever, because although my parents are gone, somebody knew them that I didn't know. And so it's like, we have this like mutual connection, but you could tell me all kinds of stories I don't already know. Right. So, but thank you guys for being here tonight. I appreciate it. And thank you so much for gifting out memberships, Kira. Oh my gosh. How many did you gift out? Let's see. 10, 20, 30 memberships. Wow. That's a lot of new members. We're doing members only live. And welcome everybody in. That's what we'll do. So, okay. And then Montachi, you gifted $4.99. Thank you so much. And my Ladybug gifted $9.99. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Tom, you're too late. Where were you? I see Lenore came in too. If she did, I will see you guys all tomorrow. I will be on, I'll be on sometime in the morning, I think, like morning, afternoon, sometime. Trying to think of what else I have to do. Kira, thank you. She just gives out 10 more. Well, look at that. Everyone's getting a member. You get a membership, you get a membership. And it's like, it really was like Oprah's anniversary. Oh, Harley got one. Jojo, Angie. I almost said actually, in my opinion, got one. I like that name. Laura, Era May, Sandra, Bernadette, Texas Ranger, Elizabeth. I think I got everyone that time. Well, thank you guys. Yeah, I can understand that, Casey. Yeah. I do have the one on my mom. I wish I had one on my dad, but I do have one on my mom. And I think I'm going to get tattoos of there. I've been wanting to do this for years, and I should do it for my 40th. Maybe I should do that for my 40th. I've been wanting to get my ears pierced though too. And I'm like, when have I wanted a second hole? Never. But I want one now. So maybe I'll get a tattoo and my ears pierced. But you know, because it's my midlife crises coming through. But thank you guys for being here tonight. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Oh, and did you get your bed and stuff put together? Bet it looks good. Bet you're excited. If you did get it put together, bet you're excited to go to bed last night. It would be a perfect time. And I need to get this one fixed anyway. It's just missing like a little dot right here where they cut my arm to do a surgery. So, oh, geez. That's what she said. Here. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you guys being here. And thank you guys so much for supporting the channel tonight. And I really do appreciate that. I really do. I will make sure we do a members live because shoot, we got some new members. We got to welcome them all in. Got to give them an big old welcome. But thank you guys for being here. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Have a wonderful night and have a wonderful day if I don't see you. Have a wonderful day at work if I don't see you because it's going to be what, Tuesday? No, yeah. It's going to be a long week. Bye, guys.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to live this out. We got this far, don't know how. for dad.